What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Coach Nosha back at you guys with that sneaker review, unboxing, and of course, that on feet, guys. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we've done quite a few of these boxes by now. The overall color of this box is sort of veering in the direction of this colorway, guys. The Nike Kyrie 6, the colorway is grand purple / white in a size 11, fam. Let's check out this pair. I don't know why, guys, but I continued to want to call these the court purples, but guys, they've also dubbed this colorway Enlightenment, which guys, they did because of the somewhat subtle all-seeing eye, which is sort of emblazoned all around the swoosh on that back lateral portion of the sneaker, guys. Guys, honestly, if you haven't been sleeping under a rock, and if you've been following the Kyrie line at all, you know that the all-seeing eye, the Hamsa logo, whatever, is something that is very important to Kyrie, plays a big part in his life, and he obviously has the Hamsa logo tattooed on his hand. So guys, they took it a step further and they threw it right there on the side of this shoe. I will say that in pictures of this shoe, it really looked like it popped a lot more having this thing in hand. It's crazy how subtle and how on the low that eye is really emblazoned on the side of the shoe right there. When I pick up my right shoe, I will say that the eye on the right shoe pops a little bit more. So I think it's just my particular pair. I will say that on the left shoe as well, there also appears to be sort of a dirty little hit on the actual swoosh itself. That's a little bit disappointing, guys. But guys, we all know Nike and their quality control sometimes can leave a little bit to be desired. Guys, let's touch on the colorway itself. The shoe itself is dominated by the grand purple colorway, which gives this shoe one of its names. The cool thing about it, when you look at the upper and the toe box, as they've done with a lot of colorways of the shoe, there's sort of a different stitching on the actual mesh material that dominates that toe, which is pretty cool to me. As you start to work your way up to the laces, they've got some hits of color with the stitching right here on these first two laces. I like how they did that just to spark the colorway and add a little bit of spice to it, just to give it a little something extra. The 6 features the return of the strap, which we haven't seen in the Kyrie signature line since the 2, which was a silhouette that I really dug personally myself. The midsole of this shoe is going to be a lot of that grand purple colorway. As you work your way towards the front of the shoe, the actual outsole starts to infringe a little bit on that midsole, and you see a lot of white. Probably my main gripe with this colorway, that you've got that white outsole. I definitely have that love-hate relationship with a white outsole. On some colorways, especially an all-white shoe, of course looks super duper clean, but guys, it doesn't take really any amount of time or really any wears to start to dirty and yellow up that white outsole, so it is a little bit disappointing. And one thing I've noticed from the Kyrie line in general, it seems like a lot of their early GR releases feature a white outsole, and honestly a lot of their releases in general feature a lot of white outsoles. To me, on a shoe like this, I just don't think it makes a lot of sense. If you want to hit us with some patches of white on the shoe, on that outsole, especially in the Kyrie line, man, I feel like you should just spice it up on the rest of the shoe. Instead, we've just got an all yellow eye, right, and then a portion of those back spikes down here are featured in blue, just to sort of differentiate and spice up that outsole. It is kind of cool how the blue pops up on the medial portion of the shoe, midsole, outsole portion. I do like how there's a little bit of color variation there. That blue also makes an appearance on the Zoom Turbo unit, which, guys, is going to be featured under the upper portion of your toes. The laces on this shoe are going to be purple. As you work your way up the tongue and you get to that sort of little leather hit on the tongue itself, you actually do have a little bit of green, red, and yellow on the Kyrie logo, which I think is cool. It definitely pops. I like how they did that. That back booty section of the shoe features kind of like this red or infrared hit on that all-seeing eye inside the heeler's hand on that back heel cup portion of the shoe. I will say I am definitely a fan of that heel cup. It locks you in while being forgiving and not being overly rigid and sort of rubbing your foot wrong, as some sneakers tend to do. All in all, guys, not my favorite colorway. I do know some Kyrie heads that are very excited about this colorway because purple is one of their favorite colors, or is their favorite color. But honestly, me, guys, if I wasn't a Kyrie collector, this is something that I wouldn't have really blinked twice at. I would have just kept moving right on down down the shelf. There's just not really a lot to the shoe going on, or a lot to the shoe to really make it memorable. Honestly, that all-seeing eye on the side of the shoe is a little bit freaky in my personal opinion. It's just a little bit too lifelike for me, guys. And it is kind of odd how the right shoe, while the eye is still somewhat muted, honestly guys, when you look at the left shoe, it's so muted compared to the right shoe. It almost looks like they did that on purpose, but you know, I know just with how Nike brand is that that was obviously an imperfection on this colorway. Guys, what do you think of these? You copping these? You sleeping on these? You waiting for the next colorway? As I rack my head, the only other promo pictures of any Kyrie 6s that I can really think that I've seen is going to be that bread colorway, which again, guys, features a primarily white outsole or maybe a slightly gray outsole. So once again, not my favorite, but and another fairly plain colorway. But you know I'll be picking those things up, guys. Let's check these things out on feet. Thank you guys for rocking with me and my review video. Much love, fam. Stay blessed. Peace.